Hello there, Sagittarius. Welcome to Diamond Dragon Lady. My name is Ariel, and this is your March 2024 astrology and tarot forecast. We're going to get into your oracle. We'll do a full tarot spread, and I'm also an astrologer, so we're going to give you some astrological info as well along through the reading. Also, I wanted to say a very happy Lunar New Year of the Dragon to all my Sagittarians. I think you guys work very, very well with the energy of a dragon year in the Chinese lunar cycle, because dragons are naturally kind of fiery and you are a fire sign. So I feel like no matter what your, even despite your Chinese sign, the energy of Sagittarius does well with the dragon year. So let's get into it. We've got some dragon cards that I'm using in this reading as well to make it even a little more special for the dragon year. So let's see what we have, Spirit. Let's start with a key theme, keyword for Sagittarius. What kind of energy are they bringing through with this month of March? And we have the truth, which, is a favorite thing for Sagittarius. You are excellent at the truth. Sagittarius is the truth seeker, truth teller. They are always looking for the highest truth. That is one of their main goals in life. That's a big reason why they travel, why they journey, why they, love to learn, why they're always looking for new information, because they're always seeking that ultimate truth, whatever is really true for themselves, whatever reveals, that higher mind, that higher learning. So truth is absolutely always important to you, but this month I think it's even more strong, it's even more available. And I love the fact that we have a red dragon in this particular card. Matches really nice with my little guy right here. It's a very fiery looking dragon for this month. The astrology of the month is a little challenging for Sagittarius. Some things are going to be really easy and some things are going to be more challenged, because Pisces season is with us up until March 19th. Pisces is a more challenging sign for Sagittarius. It is a square to your sign, so it does create more friction. It can create more tension, so just be aware of that. The sun moves into the sign of Aries and spring begins on March 19th. So that does bring your energy up quite a bit, but we do still have 4 planets moving through Pisces. So if things still feel a little challenged in some ways, that's completely normal. There's other things that will be helping it to not feel quite so stuck, but I just want you guys to be aware of it so that you're like, why is socialization and maybe talking to people a little more challenging right now? Or, why does my relationship feel a little more tense? And it would be because of Venus moving through Pisces. It'll start its journey on the 11th, and that will last until April 6th. Just for your information, guys. Let's get a numerology card on this next. Let's get a special number for the month for you. And look at this, we just talked about communication, and it could be, wow, number 33 is powerful too, because to me, that's a super creative number. You add them up, you get the 6. 6s are all about, love, relationships, relationship harmony. And it may be a little bit tricky getting to that sometimes this month. Mercury is going to be in Aries this month, and so that's very good for you. It's very bold, it's very blunt, but at the same time, you may find that, people that are more sensitive, or people that just don't like hearing, the unvarnished truth, they might be really offended. It might be really tricky dealing with that. And I think that that's kind of the back and forth. With the right kind of people that are like, down for all that, they're going to be fine with it. The more Aries type of people. But the Pisces type of people, the more sensitive, more, just gentle in nature, they might be really rubbed the wrong way. So you might have to really adjust depending on your audience, depending on who you're talking to, because some people might get really hurt or offended. And some people are going to be like, heck yeah, Sagittarius, I know exactly what you're talking about, and they're not offended at all. So it really depends on how much you like who you're talking to. I'll just be honest. Maybe you don't want them around. If you don't, just let it fly, right? And I would also say that, it's important to be truthful. You don't have to be rude about it, right? Sure, you don't have to be too harsh. But I always say that if you can't truly be yourself and tell your truth and be who you are, not in any kind of bad way, right? But just, in an open and honest way with people, that maybe they're just not the right people for you to be around, right? If you have to tiptoe or walk on eggshells, then that's not really the kind of person you want in your circle anyway. So weigh it out for yourself, Sagittarius, but this is a super powered month. I can already see with truth and communication, you're definitely going to be telling your truth. And if somebody is on your list, you might be really telling someone off. You might be giving them the time of day. So yeah, this will be an interesting cycle. Let's get a gemstone or crystal for you. Let's see what would be best for you to work with this month. I always like to use my crystals. And we have the carnelian here. I love the carnelian because it is a beautiful root chakra stone. Yet again, we're bringing in some more of red color, that more, root chakra. It's very warm. It helps your self-confidence. This is for the root and the sacral. So it's very good at balancing your creative center as well as stabilizing you and making you feel more grounded, just safer, just more secure within yourself. I really think that it's don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to simply be yourself. Be very rooted in your personal truth for this month of March. Next, let's get a guardian or spirit guide. Let's ask which one wants to come help Sagittarius the most this month. And we have the holy amethyst. So divine alchemy is at work here. Move beyond any current challenges and focus on what you desire. So Sagittarius, work with the amethyst. This could be another wonderful crystal for you to use in your arsenal. But this is absolutely about you changing one thing to another, right? So you may be really shifting some relationships this month. You may be really learning who's truly on your side and who's truly not. And I feel like that is very possible. You're going to be clearing up a lot of confusion with your communication and your truthfulness this month. Let's get into your tarot here, Sagittarius. Let's see, Spirit, let's see what we have for Sag. Anything they need to see, hear, or feel for their highest and best good, please. Let's get a nice, accurate picture for what's going on with them. And look at that, right in the center, the Nine of Wands. Yes, you may feel a little defensive. Absolutely. You may feel like you've got to be careful. You may feel like you're very protective of what you've been creating or who you are or who you care about. Yeah, that's a very fiery card. It's that warrior spirit energy to me whenever I see that Nine of Wands. It's a little bit like I've been fighting the hard battle, and I can keep going. I'm kind of tired. I need a break, but you're not going to get past me. I'm going to protect what I've worked hard for, right? And that's the card that comes before the Ten of Wands, which is really the, closure and completion of a challenging cycle. So you may feel a little that you're in the middle of a bit of a challenging cycle, Sagittarius. I don't think it's all bad. I definitely don't. And I don't see the tarot that way, really, in that way anyhow, as, good or bad. I think it is just what it is, and it's energy that we have to work with. But I do feel that for you, you may feel like things have just been a little challenged. You feel like you're really having to stand up for yourself and others quite a bit. That's what I feel right here in the center of this. And we have the Four of Cups. So Sagittarius, don't get so overly focused on protecting yourself from just one thing, right? You may feel like, there's these very specific people that challenge you on a regular basis, but I wouldn't get so caught up in that you miss some important opportunities, or that you kind of lose sight of what it is you're protecting. So just reinvest in those softer emotions as well. You want to keep it in balance. There's a lot of fire and water going on in the month of March, and so people are really feeling that. It's a balance between sensitivity and aggression. That's just the energy of the month. There will be a video at the end of this I made, just about the astrology. So you can click on that at the end of this video if you want to dig in a little deeper. In the immediate past on your reading, we do have the Judgment. This is in the immediate past. So this is like rebirth, resurrection, second chances, new life. I do feel like some new things have come into being for you recently. You may feel like, you're getting kind of a second lease or a second chance at something you've wanted to do very much. And that comes after a lot of transformation, a lot of upheaval, a lot of different changes that have happened. And it happened fast too. Like this is coming in very quickly. Whatever it is that has changed, whatever it is that, is evolving or resurrecting in your life. Sagittarius, it's your own energy, that Eight of Wands. So it's something that, there's been a rapid rebirth, a rapid change in the immediate past here. Going into the future, we have the Four of Pentacles. So I do feel yet again, there is a protective energy. Scorpio had a little bit of that protective energy as well, just kind of like, don't want to get hurt financially, don't want to get hurt emotionally. I'm going to be careful about who I let in. You may experience some things this month where you're like, gosh, I really have to be careful about what I say to who, right? So, I don't want you to feel like you can't be yourself, but at the same time, you may have to be a little careful about who you engage with. Not everybody deserves to know all of your details, Sagittarius. You don't have to include every single person in on that in the pursuit of being honest and open. And we have the King of Wands. I do think there's a balance here. I think that there's a part of you that's being more cautious, more careful about the steps that you take. But the King of Wands is there, very strong Aries energy. So I do feel like you will make moves. You will go after what you truly want. You may just be a little bit more patient about it, which is not a bad thing, right? It's good to take your time sometimes and just feel things out and do what's, most practical. But I do think when the time is right, you will take action. You will go after what it is that you truly want and desire. On the bottom, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So to me, the subconscious energy, what you're really feeling and wanting deep in your soul is to just get better and better at what you're working at. This is all about being diligent, doing your best work possible, being a good craftsman, being very skilled. Sometimes this is just really dedicating to a project or to something you're working on. And maybe something kind of deep in your soul that's very important to you. When it's on the subconscious, that could be like that passion project, that you're kind of like, I know exactly what I want to be working on. Yep, Ten of Swords. I really feel that there is something too, like something from the past is more what I'm feeling. It's like maybe there was somebody that you were working with and they really let you down or stabbed you in the back, but you still want to continue that project or you still want to continue what you were working on. So you're kind of working out, closing out that difficult cycle of the Ten of Swords, which is an ending, right? There is an end to that cycle. If there was a painful cycle, it's come to a close, but that wasn't the easiest things, right? So I feel like you're finding a way back to where it's like you can still continue. You don't really have to have them to continue, never really did, but it's been a big readjustment. And that could be part of what this, rebirth has been. It's a phoenix from the ashes. And, you can't have the phoenix without the ashes. There's been some kind of death. There's been some kind of big transformation in the immediate past here, Sagittarius. Maybe over the last 2 or 3 months for some of you, maybe further back than that for others, but that's what I'm feeling. On the top, crowning the spread message from Spirit, is the King of Swords. So I feel like, Spirit is saying, Sagittarius, in some ways, it's best to leave a lot of that hotter, more volatile emotion out of your planning and out of, the logical work you have to do, because King of Swords is Aquarius energy. It's air sign. It's intellectual. It overthinks sometimes, right? But it's a very good strategist. To me, the King of Swords is a master strategizer. They make good plans. They don't get their emotions super involved in it. They're very objective. They can pull back and look at the big picture. I think you're also very good at doing that, Sagittarius, at looking at the big picture, but I think you're also a fire sign, so many times you get your emotions and your temper, and your fire more involved. So sometimes, Spirit is saying it's better to just kind of detach from any kind of drama or any kind of, hot emotion that especially you may be feeling from other people as well, and see things with a clear, cool mind. You're going to make better decisions for the future doing that. Right, and here we go, Nine of Cups. It's interesting, but it's almost like Spirit is letting you know, keep a cool head when making those emotional decisions, right? Don't let things overwhelm you that way, because the Nine of Cups is going towards wish fulfillment, hopes and dreams coming true. And that's what you want to go towards, of course. So I think the best way to get to that is by, making a cool, level-headed, practical plan, with a good strategy, a good setup, something that really will work over time and into the future. Let's get a little more advice on your reading here, Sagittarius. And we have, look at this, King of Wands coming out a second time. And we have the Strength card, very nice. And we have the, let's see, that is the King of Pentacles, so we got more kings. And then on the outcome we have Temperance, which I love to see in your reading here, because that is one of your power cards here, Sagittarius. It really shows me that you're coming into some good power, coming into some great energy for yourself as the month wraps up. King of Wands coming up again. This to me is very strong because it's suggested approach. It says go for what you want, be careful, make a good plan, but also take action. Action is actually very, very favored. You may have some stops and starts this month. Communication may be a little bit patchy at times, depending on who you're, dealing with. But overall, King of Wands says, I know what I want. I've got to step up and take action. I'm not going to let my fears get the better of me. And we have the High Priestess. So, this is like really the balance of the month. It's fire and water. Like I said, this is very lunar based, very intuitive with the High Priestess coming out. I'll also point out we're going into a lunar eclipse at the end of this month, full moon in Libra on March 25th. So, this is powerful moon energy. So you may really especially feel around, the end of the month that you know exactly what to take action on. Like your intuition just pops and it says, this is what it is, Sagittarius. This is where to go. This is how you're going to know. What you need to know is the Strength card, which is Leo energy. I love this. This is kind of taming our inner dragon. In the traditional card, we usually see her, calming down the lion, but this one she's calming down the dragon. So it's sort of like, making friends with your own self, right? That's always the Strength card. It's the two sides of ourself. The woman is our spiritual nature, our higher mind, and the dragon or the lion is our more wild side. It's our, emotions, our temper, our anger, frustration, jealousy, passion, whatever it is we're feeling on that very human level. And so we're bringing those two together. It's literally our higher mind making friends with our more emotional human side. So it does take strength, it does take courage, but it is telling you to be brave, Sagittarius. Don't be afraid of yourself. Don't be afraid of your journey. You are growing, right? You are expanding your courage and bravery here. And look at that. Yes. Again, very intuitive. We have this mix fire, water, and it's really coming out very, very strongly in your reading here. So Queen of Cups, yes, use your intuition, use your sensitivity, be discerning about who you let in. You know, Sagittarius, one of the most beautiful things about you is that, you know, you will share and you will open up, but it's just really telling you don't share and open up with just everybody. Not this month anyway. Because some people are going to be very open to what you have to say and some will not. Hopes and Fears position is that King of Pentacles. So I do feel yet again, I feel there's a sense of you being very careful with resources or maybe feeling a bit nervous about resources and money. I would advise, of course, not falling into the fear. I feel like your truest hope right now is that you know, increase your stability, have more resources to work with. And sometimes, yeah, that's taking intuitive action towards a plan or a goal here. And look at this, so many kings, all of our kings coming out. Literally in your reading. So to me, oh, sorry, that's not, yeah, it is the King of Cups. I almost thought it was something else. So yes, no, King of Cups with the King of Pentacles. I do feel like you're in a very wise place emotionally and financially. I do. I feel like both are well informed. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I feel like you have what it takes. You know, there is definitely a need for some courage and bravery here and trusting yourself this month. Absolutely. So closing card, you know, as we, you know, wrap up the month of March is going to be the Temperance. And this to me is you. That is absolutely, you know, your energy. I love our feathered serpent here in this card too. Very, very cool in this dragon deck. So this to me is an alchemical card, right? It's changing one thing into another. And I do feel that. I feel like you are somehow transforming yourself this month. There is that undercurrent that I'm just really getting of some sort of big transformation that has happened in your life. And I feel like you're growing into a more stable, more courageous, wiser version of yourself. I really see that in this reading. Yeah, here comes the balance, right? Balancing work and play, balancing, you know, your resources, making wise choices with them. We see the balance. We see the balance coming in here, Sagittarius. I do feel like you're breaking free of something. You know, there's something old that you're really moving past in this month. There's a lot of positivity coming in. All the kings are present. So I feel like this is a month where it's important to embrace leadership. You know, you've got the King of Wands twice, and then you've got all the other kings, swords, cups, pentacles. They're all present. So it is a time of leadership. It's stepping up into roles of maybe greater responsibility, taking responsibility for, you know, communicating well, all that kind of stuff. But you're really growing here. I absolutely see it. Let's get an affirmation on this little dragon affirmation for you guys. And we have the dragon's flight. Oh, perfect for you. It is time to fly high above the situation and see all from a new perspective. The big picture, we talked about this, seeing the big picture. What lies above and beyond and below will now become clear to you. Shift your focus. Beautiful. Sagittarius, I hope you have an amazing month of March, and I will be talking to you guys again soon. Take care.